Welcome to Networking Arizona with host Carol Blonder. You'll hear interviews with businesses located throughout the valley. Networking, it makes a difference.
If I traded it all.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm excited about networking with everybody out there. That's what we do on this show. We talk about everybody else but me. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show in a little bit. We just heard Darcy Bergen, who is my first guest. He is the owner of Bergen Financial Group, and I want to talk about him because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do a lot of different things, but there's not anyone that does anything like this with like you would find with Darcy. We just heard his ad. He's now here live with us to talk to us a little bit about what he does. Listen up, everyone, because this is a time of year we need to take advantage of certain things. You said tax planning, so welcome back to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, but what makes you a little different.
Yeah, of course, my name's Darcy. We run a financial planning firm. We've got a really good team of advisors and staff, but what makes us different is the 5 pillars. You know, we've talked about it many times. We're not just going to sell stocks and bonds or annuities or life insurance or mutual funds. We're looking at tax planning and income planning and retirement planning and the right risk score for your particular situation, Medicare and all those good things. So, I mean, it's not about how much money or interest we make on our money, it's how much we keep. And that's so important because we pay taxes, right? We got to pay our taxes, but we should never overpay our taxes. So year-end tax planning is so much more important than Christmas shopping.
Listen up, everyone, and Christmas shopping is right. And everybody just in the studio went, wow, but it's so true.
Yeah, you know, let's take our tax savings and then go buy Christmas presents.
Right? And, you know, and you're also an author. You're author of Punch Your Retirement Passport. Let's talk a bit about your book because we're going to do it as a giveaway. Listen up, everyone. This could be you or someone that you know. Maybe want to give them to them as a Christmas gift.
Sure.
Let's talk a little bit about your book and why it's important for people to, maybe not read it cover to cover,
Sure.
but look at things that might be pertinent to them.
You know, I heard someone say recently, they said, smart people learn from their mistakes, but wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So that book has some mistakes in there that I've made personally, that my family made, and we want to learn from those mistakes. So, yeah, I don't do it again, but I want other people to learn from that. So the mistake could be converting IRAs to Roths at the wrong time. It could be taking Social Security too early. It could be getting out of debt too fast or even going into debt. So lots of mistakes that we can learn from other people and not make those mistakes.
I think that everybody has questions when they start to turn about 60, thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm going to be retiring soon. Whatever it is, these are things. I love this show because of the information that people get here. It could be you. It could be someone that you know. Are we going to open up our lines to the audience for everyone to get? We want to give them the book, right? So we're going to do that. And the book is called Punch Your Retirement Passport. The number here to call is 602-277-5369. And toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Learn by other people's mistakes. Learn by it. I love that. And we're going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. You can also call Darcy. Darcy does something that he calls a retirement checkup. I want you to talk a bit about that because it's 15 minutes. It's free to do. You can do it by the phone. Find out if you're right fit.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of daunting or intimidating to go to a financial planner's place of business, right? Big conference rooms and all that good stuff. Of course, we have a friendly staff and it's good, but it's so much easier just to pick up the phone, dial the number and say, I just want 10 or 15 minutes with you on the phone to see, is there anything I need to do now? Some people are retired, and a couple of mistakes that I've run into recently is a gentleman came in and said, I've been retired for 2 years. I said, how much tax did you pay? Well, none. I didn't take any money out of my IRA. I just lived on savings. Well, that's a mistake. If we can get money out of the IRA tax-free or at a 10 or 12% tax bracket, don't wait till you go back to the 22% bracket. When you turn Social Security on and you take more than $20,000 out of an IRA, guess what? You're in the 22% bracket.
Wow.
So I don't want to make that mistake of losing the 2 years of potentially being able to get money out of that IRA tax-free.
That's where you have a conversation with Darcy. He likes to call it a retirement checkup. You do second opinions all the time. And, it's important to give him a call and have that just a conversation, 10 minutes or so on the phone, find out what can I do now to make sure that I don't pay the kind of taxes that I probably would have been paying without knowing the right things to do. His phone number to call is 480-430-2337. You can check him out on his website, which is retirewithdarcy.com. You can also get the book there, but you can also call me. And we're going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. It's called Punch Your Retirement Passport. Learn by other people's mistakes. Learn what they learned so you don't make those mistakes yourselves. Our number here is 602-277-5369. I want to talk about, since you've been bringing this up, about what to do before it's too late.
Yeah.
Right now, it's almost before it's too late.
You know, it's early December. We've got a few weeks left, but man, if you've got 10 or 15 minutes to make a call and simply say, what do I need to do before year end? Two big ones. People still give to charity. We're in a recession, but I've got clients that still give, $5,000, $10,000 a year to their church or their charity. Well, with today's standard deduction, they're not being able to write off that donation. You know, if I give $5,000,
you want the write-off,
you want
but
the
you're not
write-off,
getting it.
yes, but you can get it. So if I just use my standard deduction and give money to charity, I can't write it off. But if I'm over 70 and a half, I can give directly from my IRA to charity, and it's not taxable. It comes out completely tax-free, and I get my standard deduction. So how do we get money out of our IRAs and 401ks tax-free? That's the question, right? Well, that's one way to do it.
Well, and that's one way of having a conversation with you to find out. It's all about that conversation.
Yeah.
You got to find out where you're at. Go ahead.
And then secondly, maybe I'm not 70 and a half, and I give money to charity. Well, again, maybe you can set up a donor-advised fund with Fidelity or Schwab. You might lump in 3, 4, 5, 6 years of donations into that fund. You get to deduct it all that 1 year. So if I give $50,000 to that donor-advised fund, I get the deduction. And then the fund transfers the money to my charity every year, the amount I want to. So I'm kind of lumping it all in 1 year for 3 or 4 or 5 years in a row. So that, if you're giving to charity, just rethink, how do I give but still get the deduction?
Right. And see, it's a wonderful thing to give. This is that time of the year where everybody wants to do that. But here, I guarantee you, people think they're getting that deduction no matter what.
They do think that. Yep.
Okay?
They do think
and so that's where I love the show, because of that information. You're listening to this, maybe it's you or someone that you know, and go, wow, I thought everybody just got the deduction just because I did it. Mm-hmm. But that's not the case, and that's where Darcy comes in, and you can do he calls it a retirement checkup. Anything you want to talk to him, especially right now, this time of the year, it's all about what can I do right now to do what I can do to not have to pay the taxes, get the deductions that you deserve, because you don't know what you don't know, right?
And Carol, from this show, I'm going to go get in my car. I'm going to drive 40 minutes to my office, and if somebody wanted to talk while I'm driving, what a great way to use our time.
He loves to talk to people about that. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. His phone number direct, it's 480-430-2337. Call him. He'll just do a little 10-minute conversation with you and find out what can you do right now to help you with getting the deductions you deserve, not having to pay the taxes also, which is big. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to talk further. We also have our lines open here for everyone to get. We want him to have the book, his book that he wrote. It's called Punch Your Retirement Passport. And he talked about us before the show even started about, learning from other people's mistakes. Not that you've made a lot, but you've learned a lot, and so you wanted to share those with others as well. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Check him out. It's retirewithdarcy.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
Knowing every client is different, Anna von Strassenberg, CPA, PLLC, prides herself by offering ethical, accurate, and professional guidance when it comes to accounting, tax, and consulting services like tax return preparation, tax projections, proactive tax planning, IRS representation, QuickBooks, Pro Advisors, and more. For more information or to schedule a free consultation, call 480-964-4030. That's 480-964-4030. Services available year-round. ArizonaCPAs.com.
Hey, this is Howie. And me, Javi. Bravo Insurance Agency offers financial and lifestyle protection for those you love from an agency you can trust. Gain the financial lifestyle security you deserve. Proudly serving individuals, families, veterans, and America's small business community since 1985. For free, no obligation consultation, call us at 480-316-7862. That's 480-316-7862. Like us on Facebook.
Tired of paying high hourly fees when you need a plumber? With Cobra Plumbing, you get the same great service as the other guys, but you pay by the job, not the hour. So if you have a residential plumbing issue, don't wait. Call Cobra Plumbing today. Plus, our work is guaranteed. So call us today for your free estimate. Call 602-663-8432. That's 602-663-8432. To see a list of our complete service offerings, go to cobraplumbing.net.
Experience the difference with Dr. Skin Med Spa, led by Dr. Rohit Jaswal. Our renowned medical team is committed to a bespoke VIP experience that will leave you looking and feeling your best. At Dr. Skin Med Spa, we can reshape, reduce, or enhance your physique to create your dream silhouette by smoothing fine lines and wrinkles for a more dynamic, vital, and youthful appearance. For appointments, call 480-904-3311 or visit drskinmedspa.com.
Fellow Patriots, my friend Solar Sandy is very aware that the economy is affecting you. And yet again, there will be another SRP rate increase and the highest APS rate increase record before the year is over. You've already seen some of the highest power bills this summer, but they will be even worse next summer without Solar Sandy's help. Solar Sandy has a solution that stops your bills from going up ever again.
Hi, I'm Art. Solar Sandy's 10 years experience in kilowatt formula has given me true savings and excellent results. APS's rate increase this year and in the future will not be an issue for me because of my solar. I don't pay APS bills anymore. I'm very happy I went with Solar Sandy. You will be too.
10 years of experience, her proprietary kilowatt solar formula has helped her solar families achieve energy independence. Go to AskSolarSandy.com. That's AskSolarSandy.com and fill out your kilowatt worksheet today.
If I traded it all.
So welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Darcy Bergen, and we have our lines open here for everyone to get his book, and we're going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. We're talking about end-of-the-year planning, and, you know, one of the things you might want to plan is what you do with your money to not have to pay the taxes on it, but also don't buy any gifts right now. We hold off right now. But really, it's all about learning and what you can do now, and that's important to him right now. I want you to be able to call him direct. You can have a 10-minute, what he calls a retirement checkup right now. Talk to him about some of the different things that you can do. You might have heard just now about the charitable donations that you might not be getting those deductions for that you thought you were. And what you can do, and that's where he comes in. Our number here is 602-277-5369. You can also call him direct. That phone number is 480-430-2337. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and he wants to do that retirement checkup, just a little conversation with you and what you can do now. At the break, we were talking a little bit about IRAs, right? And I was talking about, Roth IRA, whether to, some people have different opinions. A lot of people do. And we wanted to talk a little bit about them. Sure. And go ahead.
So just so we can lay the groundwork, you can contribute, meaning $7,000 a year to a Roth, can contribute to an IRA by the time you do your tax return, April 15th, right? So contribution is one thing. We got time. But converting from a tax-deferred account IRA to a tax-free account Roth, that has to be done by the end of the year. So the question is, who should convert? Well, you want to pay the tax on the IRA at the cheapest amount. If you're retired, that's the best time to start. Convert that tax-deferred IRA to a Roth, any amount, anytime, no rules as long as you pay the tax. So we want to calculate what's the right amount to convert at the right time for the right reason. So if you're in the 22% tax bracket, meaning under $180,000 of income married, or you're in the 12% bracket under $100,000, or in the 10% bracket, you should not let December go by without potentially potentially converting IRAs to Roth IRAs.
Have the conversation.
Yes.
Find out if it's right. You said, we talked a little bit about this. It's all, timing is everything.
Yep.
You also said it's not the same for everyone. Not everybody is in the same box.
Yeah.
And that's
my father-in-law, I said to him years ago, I said, you shouldn't convert to a Roth. You shouldn't pay the tax because we've got ways to get the money out of the IRA tax-free. So why would we pay the tax? So you can't put everybody in the same box. But I would say the majority of people that are going to retire in the next 5 years should seriously look at Roth conversion strategy. And you've got a few weeks left. Get on the phone for 10 minutes to see if it's something you should do.
that phone number to call him direct, it's 480-430-2337. His website is retirewithdarcy.com. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. He's also a fiduciary. This is important for people to hear too, because he's out there to look for you. You're out. That's what you have to do.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you're doing the right thing for the people.
Right.
Sure.
Now, you also do second opinions. We want people to know that. We want to talk about your 5 pillars, the 5 pillars of retirement. Okay, let's talk a bit about that because it's extremely important to you.
Well, I think what makes us different is if you called, a publicly traded securities firm, we all know who the big boys are, and you ask an advisor there who could be a fiduciary a tax question, they're going to say, I'm sorry, we can't answer that. Go talk to your CPA, because they're not allowed to give tax advice. You might say, well, what about Social Security? When should I take it? Oh, that's not our thing. We can sell you a stock or a bond or a mutual fund, but we can't talk about that. So using a multidimensional financial advisor that is up to speed on tax planning and income planning and Social Security planning, so much more important than just buying a stock or a bond. The investment world will take care of itself if we're strategic, but all that other stuff is very important to get. It's kind of holistic.
So with our world that we're living in right now, no matter what, we still have to do all of these things that we're talking about. Just because we have inflation doesn't mean that you stop planning,
for sure.
right?
Yeah, you've got to figure out, how do I beat inflation? And one of the things that comes with inflation is high interest rates. Well, man, if you've got money in the bank or money in investments or money in anything really, you should be taking advantage of today's high interest rates. They're not going to last. The Fed has raised rates to curb inflation. I could see interest rates going down 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, and if we let today's high interest rates pass without taking advantage of them, it's another thing about timing. We didn't take advantage of it. We need to take advantage of today's high interest rates.
You are all about that. I mean, we talk about that quite a bit. And again, what's going to happen? We're going to go into next year, right? And you're going to be too late. But also with a new whatever's going to happen in 2024, we really don't know. But it could affect you, right? And we know that what he wants to do is you're protecting people out there. You're giving them food for thought by being on the show, by being able to hear a little bit about, what his strategies are. You won't know until you have that, have a retirement, what we call his checkup with you. It's a 10-minute conversation. Maybe you just want to talk to him about, the end of year planning. What are some things that I can do?
I mean, if you're over 55 years old, 60 years old, 65, and you've bought an annuity, just use that as an example. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. You bought it when interest rates were low. If your advisor hasn't called you and said, hey, have you looked at where interest rates are today? Maybe we can upgrade that old annuity. If they're not doing that, you should find a new advisor or get a second opinion. There is so many old annuities out there at old interest rates. Right. Why not get better interest rates?
And what happens is a lot of people that have them, that bought them at that time, are older now.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes people don't like to change, right? They don't do that. But it is important that you do. It's just like anything else. When they say, give me 15 minutes, and, we might change your rate on your insurance, right?
Yeah. Or your mortgage.
Or your mortgage or whatever. Yeah. People, I don't know why they don't do things like that, but you really need to. And having somebody, maybe he's a little bit different opinion, maybe a little younger, gives them a different different perspective. I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, just so we're full disclosure, I'm 55 years old. I've been in the business 30 years. I've seen a lot of things. We're not perfect, but we try hard, and we're looking at all the different things, and we keep our clients up to date in changes. And this last 6 months, we've done a lot of changes with our own clients, taking advantage of today's interest rates.
And the big thing is right now about doing it before it's too late. It's all about timing.
Yeah, I mean, I think interest rates are going to stay high for a few months, 3, 4, 5 months maybe, but they're eventually going to go down, I think, next year. And if you miss using the high interest rates, you miss the boat.
And again, if you have that just a little bit of a 15 minute conversation with him, he loves just to kind of give you an idea about what you can do. He wants to talk to you. His phone number direct, it's 480-430-2337. Check him out on his website. It's retirewithdarcy.com. He's also the author of his book, which is Punch Your Retirement Passport. It's learning from other people's mistakes, what not to do, right? But to make sure that you are on top of, what we're doing today. I think this is so important. And again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get the book. Our number here, you can get it on his website too, but you can also call me throughout the rest of the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. For anyone that's listening in terms of what's going on for this time of the year, again, remind them. I think you should remind them back for what they heard, what maybe people that didn't hear about the charitable contributions that they might not be getting. That
timing's everything, right? We've got a few weeks left to give money to charity. If we're giving money to charity and not getting the deduction because we're using our standard deduction, we can give a different way. We can give directly from our IRA. Comes out tax-free for over 70.5. For under 70.5, use what's called a donor advised fund. Call me for more information on a donor advised fund.
That phone number to call him again, it's 480-430-2337. Have a conversation with him. That's all I want to do. Before we end today, I want you to go ahead. See if anything.
So remember, today we have our current tax law. It expires January 1st, 2026. And if Congress doesn't renew it, it goes back to 2017. All tax brackets go up. Wow. We need to use the tax brackets today. We could convert a lot of money from an IRA to a Roth now, January, and then next January, over a 3-year period in like 14 months, and use today's tax brackets.
Save money.
Yeah, lots of money.
Save money. And like you said, lots of it. That's important to people today, especially with the inflation, what we've got today. Seniors, listen up. This is important, whether it's for you or someone that you know. Please just do this little 10-minute conversation with him. Find out what you can do now, right now, to save yourself from being too late. That phone number to call him direct, it's 480-430-2337. You can check him out on his website. He is a fiduciary. He's A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. It's retirewithdarcy.com. You can also call me for the book throughout the rest of the show, 602-277-5369.